working hard, but you're not getting anywhere? Have you ever thought about how much you go to work 40 hours a week, giving your time over to everything else, and it seems like you're working, but you're not accomplishing much financially? Well, in this video, I'm going to tell you and show you why you need to stop working so hard for money. So, really quickly, if you don't know me by now, my name is JaQuan. Welcome. However, I was thinking about the jobs that I've had over the last almost decade of my life. And the most recent thing that I've done in business was being a tax professional. I did taxes. And while it's a rewarding job, you hear what I said? It's a rewarding job initially. It did not set me up for financial success the way I desired to until I made this pivot that I'm going to share with you today. One of the issues that a lot of people feel or experience is they work hard and they think they are supposed to work for money. Now, I want you to think about this. I want you to really consider this. You're someone that is a finite being, meaning you are going to expire at some point. Imagine you give yourself over to something 8, 10, 15 hours every day, only for $150 in a day. Imagine. Imagine. Now, if you know me, you know that I am not knocking, I am not disrespecting or dishonoring people who work 9 to 5s. However, one of the biggest mind shifts that happened for me was when I realized that I was working hard for something that was not profiting me, even in business. A lot of you watching me today create jobs, but you don't create systems. You create a job for yourself, but you don't create a system for yourself. And in that, you make some money, but you don't make the financial transformation that is required or that you actually desire to actually make. Now, this is a very strange and obtuse concept for many people to grab their mind around, because it's almost as if you are telling me that what I've been doing has been wasted. However, I want to encourage you. Everything, all the experience that you've acquired, the degrees that you've acquired, the things that you've done, all that's beautiful. However, if it has not gotten you into a point to where you're living the life that you've always wanted to live, then there's a deficit that we need to confront. And that is, you're working for money. Just take a deep breath. We're all here. You're watching me, I'm watching you. And I want you to be somebody that no longer works for money, because you're probably tired. You're probably in regret. You're probably trying to figure out, what did I do with the last 10 years of my life? Well, I was there too, until I said to myself, I will no longer work for money. I will no longer exhaust myself to get something, because if I give my energy to money, then I'm giving my energy to something that's not even infinite. How many things have you given yourself over to that actually didn't profit you anything? How many relationships have you given yourself over to that didn't profit you anything? How many jobs have you given yourself over to that you didn't profit anything? And when I say profit, I'm not talking just about the skills that you've acquired. I'm talking about the money that's in your bank account. I'm talking about the experiences that you've been able to enjoy. I'm talking about all the dreams that you've written down in your dream journals and in your vision books and all those other things that actually didn't happen. You know why they haven't happened? Because you've been working for money, and that's not the way what you're supposed to actually be doing. Now, I'm going to take you on a journey really quickly to show you what actually you should be working on. What are we saying today? We're not working hard for money because hard work does not equate to more money. That's a principle that I just realized. Hard work doesn't equal more money. Hard work doesn't equal more money. I'm going to say it until it gets ingrained in our brain cells. Hard work does not equal more money. There are people every day that wake up, that go to work from 7 to 4, 9 to 5, 10 to 8, 11 to 7, all these things. And they are working hard, but they are actually struggling. They're struggling to pay their bills, struggling to have good relationships with their family, struggling to make ends meet. And there are people even today who have 6-figure jobs and still are in the same position. So you may be asking JaQuan, well, what should I be working on? What is the work that I should be working on? Well, you already have the skills, obviously. Now we need to build a thing that is actually going to help you ascend the wealth ladder, quote unquote, but also get you to the point where you live your wildest dreams. And that is not working for money, but it is working to build systems. Now, in a future video, one day, I'm going to talk to you about how you can work to build relationships. But today, I want to talk to you about how you can build a system. Because initially, when you enter into entrepreneurship, you think that you need to be everything to everybody. You think you need to be the marketing director, you need to be the lead generator, you need to be the accountant, you need to be all this. And so now you just built a job and you haven't built a business. You built a job for yourself. They say entrepreneurs actually work 80 hours a week. Well, why? You didn't get into entrepreneurship for the sake of working harder. You actually got into entrepreneurship for the sake of wanting to expand yourself so that you can have what? Freedom. So you're creating a business that's entering you back into bondage. And the live audience is just doing their thing. They're looking like. So you create a business, it's doing good, 6 figures, but you probably do 7 if you stop working in your business. There's a difference between working in your business and working on your business. When you work in your business, you're all things to all men. When you're working on your business, you are delegating responsibilities to other people. And entrepreneurs have a control complex because we believe often that we're supposed to get 100% of the pie. But if the Bible says it like this, 1 can chase 1,000, 2 can put 10,000 in fight. But if I have 3, I can imagine what I can do with that. So if 1 chases 1,000, 2 can put 10,000, that means that's a 10x result. So if I 10x that again with a third person, now I'm at 100K. If I do it 4, now I'm a millionaire. And so what we have to get out of as entrepreneurs is the idea that I have to be in control of everything. When you release control, you open up yourself to more than you ever had the idea or the imagination to actually receive. So let's talk about this, because I was in the tax business. I was doing tax and it irritated me. It was frustrating. I would wake up and get mad. I would wake up and want to punch everybody in the head. I would wake up and look at these text messages about, oh, what's my refund? And it frustrated me because I was working on a low level. So now I am interacting with people, a large number of people, over a short period of time, and it was massively frustrating. What do you think could happen if you worked with a smaller number of people, but they paid you more? Do you think you'd have more satisfaction in your life? Imagine it like this. There's a powerful man that I listen to often. His name is Myron Golden. And he always says it like this. It's easier to make a lot of money in a short period of time than it is to make a lot of money over a long period of time. Now, conceptually, it didn't make sense to me until I did it. So, a tax client can pay me $500, give or take. But if I went into tax consulting, they could pay me anywhere from $5,000 all the way up to $50, $100, whatever it may be. So during the tax season, I could make $100,000, but if I only did consulting, 2 clients a month, that's $10,000. 2 times 12, that's $120,000 over the course of the year, and I only have to work with a few people. So all these personalities I ain't got to deal with. And that's lovely. And then I'm dealing with a higher level client. See, when you charge high prices and high ticket, you can work with less people, but you can get a higher result. Here's the problem. Your money is not the problem. You hear me? Money is not the problem. The problem is the level of value that you are giving to the marketplace. Money is never the problem. Soon I'm going to teach on why money is not the problem. The true problem is the fact that you are giving value on a low level. Anybody can do taxes, but not everybody can do tax consulting. Anybody can help somebody with their business plan or whatever, but not everybody can show them what they need to do for their marketing to make sure that they can go from 5 figures to 6. That requires another level of value. So we're talking about building a system, right? I want to show you why you should work to build a system and not work for money. When you build a system works for you. You don't work for it. If you look at every large corporation has CEO, COO, CFO, CTO. CTO is technology, if y'all didn't know. They have different officers and they each have a different department. All the way down to the salespeople or the people who work on the fries. If we look at how McDonald's has built their empire, McDonald's has built their empire off of a system. They built their empire off of a system, meaning they structured their process in a way that goes from you don't even see the owner anymore. But you do see sometimes manager, but the frontline soldiers are the ones who get paid the least. Ain't that wild? That's crazy. Why? Why would the CEO want to work on that level of value? The CEO's responsibility was to create. Everybody else's job is to follow instructions. See, when you create a system, you are creating and forming it in a way that will allow for people to fall into alignment to make sure that the system flows. This is why I don't like the idea of multiple streams of income. Now, let me rephrase that. It's not that I don't believe in it. It's that people get caught up in trying to get multiple streams of income when they haven't mastered one. You don't need to diversify until you master the one that's the main one for you. So you're trying to be a real estate agent, a financial advisor, an insurance agent. You're trying to be all things to all men, and it's not profiting you anything. So you think that it's a stream when it's really a droplet. It's not effective. True wealth is not built initially with multiple streams of income. True wealth is built by value first. When you create value in the marketplace and present it to the marketplace the way it's supposed to be, then you build out your system, then it will enable you to diversify, go into real estate, do stocks, do bonds, and everything like that. You gotta know, I was a financial advisor for a few years, and one of the things I learned is from really wealthy people. Really wealthy people, they did not have multiple streams of income until they reached a point where they needed to. We have presented an idea, an ideology of multiple streams of income to the marketplace or to people who have not even been able to master one skill at a time. And so they're struggling to be all these different things, and they're confused about who they are and confused about what they can do, all these different things, to a point to where it's hard for them to focus on one thing. Principle number one, if you want to be effective or of not having to work for money, focus on one thing. When you focus on the one thing, you eliminate all the distractions and everything else. When I locked in on the skill that I knew I was good at, I'm a master at finances. I'm a business person. I can look at somebody, I can take somebody, look at their skill set, and give them an entire business plan. If they do it, I say it'll work. It's worked for so many people already. I said, do this, these 1, 2, 3 things. Do this content here, do a little bit of this there, do this lead generation thing, get you an email list. Right? That's my skill. When I tapped into that, I was able to generate more money because it's something I love to do and it's rewarding for other people. Systems are built in order to serve other people. So when you are building your business, you need to build it with people in mind. Do you know something? Let me tell you something. Did you know that one of the reasons why businesses succeed is not because the people that they have billions, trillions of dollars? It's not that they're trying to target everybody. It's the fact that they target one person. So the concept is this. You can have an audience, but you're not talking to the entire audience. You're talking to one person. Who is your one person? Who is your one person? So let's talk about the system. I think I'm going to attention. I got it. How do you build a system? How do you build a McDonald's-like business? Let's build it. Y'all ready? If you're ready, type in the comments, I'm ready. Now, how do I build a system? Step one, there has to be a revelation. What is a revelation? A revelation is an insight to what you have the ability to do and what the marketplace needs. Don't build a business that you don't love because you will hate your clients. Don't build a business that you hate, or that you will hate in the future. Build a business that you will love so that you can actually grow it and have the desire to expand it. What revelation does in the first step of building a system, revelation allows you to see the problems in the market, but also the abilities within yourself to bridge the gap between the problems of the market and the pleasure that the market desires to get to. Because true business owners and true entrepreneurs are middlemen or women. They are the people that are bridging the gap between what the issue is and what the ideal outcome is for a specific person. Now, this person can be a group of people, but you're not talking to the entire group, you're talking to one. If you try to have too many people in your market, then here's what will happen. you'll be shooting blanks and not touching nobody because you will not have clarity in your message. Here's my message. I help experts and professionals maximize their skills to create wealth. Period. So anybody who watches me, I'm not presenting my message to people who may just not have money. I'm assuming that you already have money. I'm assuming already because I'm targeting you're a professional and you're an expert. You just may be someone who wants to do more with what you've been given. So my responsibility is to build out a system that will enable you to come into my world, learn what I can do for you, or learn the systems and the teaching that I have, take those, run with it, and then come back to me if you need other help. That's the way to do it. Period. So step one is you have to know exactly who you want to help. That's the revelation. You have to know what the problem is that you can solve. And if it's an actual problem in the market. One of the worst things that a person can do is speak to a market that is not actually a market. So if it's saturated, that means there's an opportunity. I heard somebody say in the coaching and consulting market, it's saturated. I said, well, that's a great opportunity for you. Because if the market is saturated, that means that there are a lot of people who desire that result. So now, all I need to do is come up with my unique solution that can speak to that market. Let me tell you something. Saturated markets or oversaturated markets do not exist. I'll say it one more time. Oversaturated markets do not exist. If the market is saturated, that means that there's opportunity. If you can't see the opportunity, that means that you may not necessarily be the person that can solve the problem that the market is facing. So when you are trying to build a system, you really have to look within yourself and say, do I have the capacity for that? I know it may be a passion of mine, but is it something that I actually can do? I'm going to tell you, it's a Bible story. Moses was passionate about the children of Israel. But when he was passionate, he did not have the capacity to deliver them. So what did he have to do? He had to learn something. So even if you're passionate, but you may not have the skill set, learn the skill set so that you can go back to the market. Because what did God do? He sent Moses right back to the people that were struggling, that wanted what? Pleasure. They wanted the promised land. And who was going to do it? It wasn't going to be God. It was going to be Moses. What if you're Moses? Actually, you are Moses if you're watching me. You are the person that's taking people out of pain, their struggle, into their promised land. So that's what you have to think about. Number two, once you know the revelation, once you have the revelation, now it's time for education. Now you need to learn something. The fast track to success is not trying to do it on your own. It's finding someone that can teach you something. If you have no idea how to build a business, why would you talk to yourself? Why would you talk to your friends that ain't never did nothing? Why would you talk to your family that haven't done anything? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to talk to people who are or it doesn't make sense to talk to people who have not done anything successful or who are not even thinking about doing anything. So you're talking to people that are going to be a hindrance from you making progress. You need to find you a teacher that can help stimulate what's in you so that you can see what you may be missing in the process. One of the biggest mistakes that I made in entrepreneurship is I did not pay for a teacher or invest in a teacher up front. My number one mistake is I did not find a mentor. Number one. This is so good. I was thinking about this the other day. I was thinking about how many people are ignorant. And they don't have to be. Do you know people don't actually have to be ignorant? People can find people who know stuff. And they can learn of them. But what happens is we are so, what's the word? We are so comfortable in not expanding but staying mediocre, that we are willing to stay mediocre for the sake of satisfying our comfort. It's insane. I know I got a problem, but I don't want to go to the doctor to help solve it. Imagine. That's insane. That's the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over and over again and getting the same results. If you want a different result, you have to find somebody who has the result and learn from them. One of the underrated forms of success is mentorship. So people who don't have pastors, who don't have teachers, who don't have mentors, who don't invest in their own education are people who are more than likely going to stay stagnant. I can't tell you how many thousands of dollars we spent or invested in education programs. My whole master's degree was $25,000, something like that a year. It was an investment for the future. Okay? So number one is what? Revelation. To create a system, you need revelation. You need to know what the market needs. Then you need to find someone that can teach you, which is education. And the last part is the formation. Let's build it. 3 phases. Formation. Before you build anything, you need to know what you're building, and you need to have someone help you build it. So the formation is when, okay, now I know who I want to help. I know what I want to do. Now let's put the system together so that it can actually produce something. How am I going to get leads? That's the first formation. I need a lead generation system. After I get my lead generation system, I then need a lead conversion system. Once I have my conversion system, then I need to know how to communicate with these people so that I can sell these people. And then once I have that, I need to know how I can retain them. So I have a lead generation system. I have a lead conversion system. I have a sales system. And then I have a retention system. 4 systems are all the protocols for you to be able to have a successful business financial journey. Because if you work hard for money and you don't work hard to build the system, then you will live your life on Social Security, which is dying, Medicare, which is dying, all of these other government systems that were created for us, and you haven't created your own. You were never created to live a mediocre life. You were never created to be someone that is undervaluable. You were designed by nature to be one that exchanged value. And the principle that I want to leave you with as we depart is this. If you work hard for money, you will die in exhaustion. But if you work hard to build a system that creates value for other people, you will live with joy. That's it. The difference between exhaustion and joy is a system. When you build a system, what you're doing is you're building your life and the results of your life from the inside out. I hope this helps. My name is JaQuan Gamble, and I look forward to continuing to teach you.